All right, so Frank Martin versus Artem Harutyunyan. We're just gonna call him Haru. This fight was definitely interesting. It was an interesting fight, a good fight overall, but there's definitely some lessons that needed to be learned in this fight, but let's get into it. Now from rounds 1 through 4, we see Frank Martin really being very reserved, mainly being defensively sound, as Haru was really being the more pressure fighter, keeping him on the back foot constantly. Now, coming into round 5, you hear Derek James in the background constantly, even during the breaks, telling Frank Martin to up his productivity, up his activity to essentially get Haru out of there and kind of control the pace of the fight. Because before that, Haru was really taking control of the fight. But Derek James definitely wanted Frank Martin to really put himself out there and trade with him. And you can see in round 6, Frank Martin started to pressure him a lot more, started to throw a lot more punches. I believe he threw like 30 punches. That's what the reporters are saying. He threw 30 punches in round 6, throwing a whole bunch of combos, throwing punches and bunches, throwing a whole bunch of flurries. Frank Martin definitely upped it after Derek James told him to be a little bit more active. So that was definitely great listening, although he did have a late start. Towards the 6th round, he started to pick it up. Round 7, 8, and 9, I'd say it was pretty evenly matched. Frank Martin definitely didn't. He wasn't as inactive as he was the first 4 rounds. He started to pick it up a little bit. And 7, 8, 9, those rounds, I would say it was more of an even trade. Nothing really going on much. Maybe some good body shots by Haru, but overall a pretty evenly matched. Okay, so now we get to the final 3 rounds, round 10, 11, and 12. Coming into the 10th round, we see in the corner right before, Derek James absolutely screaming, absolutely furious with Frank Martin, telling him to throw way more punches, be way more active, and get him out of there. He said, get him out of there. You know, he felt like Frank Martin was letting him off easy. I believe he said that in the corner as well. Stop letting him off easy, take him out. And you could see going into that 10th round, Frank Martin instantly started pressuring him. From 10th to the 12th, Frank Martin was definitely pressuring Haru. Haru, you could tell he was just in there to survive, go all the way to the 12th round, and that's exactly what he did. For the 11th round, you could see that it was pretty even until the end of the round, where Frank Martin actually, I believe he caught him a couple times, causing Haru to be off balance and ended up falling. Now, a little bit before that, he fell because of a trip, but then after that, he got caught, caused him to be off balance, but then the round was over, so Frank couldn't really capitalize off that. Going into the 12th round, though, that's when Frank Martin still was pressuring him, causing Haru to take a knee, which I believe honestly saved Frank Martin, because the whole time it seemed like Frank was just playing the catch-up game throughout these rounds, but then him catching the knee, also him pressuring him the 10th, 11th, and 12th round was really the saving grace for Frank Martin. Against Michael Rivera, you could see that Frank Martin was a lot more active, a lot more efficient. His speed here was also just as great as it was in the Michael Rivera fight, but his activity was definitely a lot lower. In the interview, Frank even said, you know, he's still a dangerous opponent, but he did have an off night. He called it an off night, which I kind of agree. He didn't look like himself, but I do still think he could compete with the top 5 guys in the 135-pound division. Obviously, I don't think we should catapult him all the way to fighting like Gervonta or anything like that. Not right now, although I think he can definitely compete. But this night really showed how he was off, and he really had no explanation for it. He couldn't even say, he said in the in-ring interview that he couldn't even tell you why he was inactive like that. Because an active Frank Martin is a dangerous Frank Martin. An active Frank Martin, I would say, can compete with any guys, compete to win with any guys in the 135-pound division. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Comment below, let me know. And yeah, man, be on the lookout for my Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, my prediction video. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. I'm out. Peace.